Hello and welcome to the 28 millimeter wargaming sci-fi channel. It's 28 millimeter wargaming sci-fi show, and this is a continuation on my Horizon Wars. It's a special episode because today I'm going to talk about going through your miniature range of your pre-existing 28 millimeter, your 6mm stuff, your Mech Wars stuff, your just all these games that you used to play and don't use the miniature anymore. For all you oldsters out there, you'll recognize that's an old school dreadnaught for the Space Marine Army. I've had that. I just got done doing the math and kind of estimated when I painted that and modified it. 1991, so it's 28 years old that paint job's lasted. That's a good old Games Workshop paint, and that's before I learned to dry brush anything. So that was probably I was painting minis for about a year, maybe a year. So what I got next to it is a power armored guy from my army. His name's Lenny, and there's a captain for the normal trooper type in a glimmer armor suit, and his name's Squiggy. So we're gonna use Lenny and Squiggy so you guys can have a scale comparison. I apologize for any video that I've made that doesn't have a scale comparison, because videos without the scale comparison they can really suck, because you got no idea what kind of size that is. All right, so without further ado, let's do a zoom in on the fig. All right, so yeah, it's an old school paint job. I might have to touch up that face a little bit more, but I don't know what possessed me to do that. I think I saw a picture and basically modified that. That's not a standard arm or anything. But considering a 28-year-old paint job, this figures lasted the ages, and the paint jobs worked pretty good. And he's been beat around. There's a top view. So, judging by the size, let's do a side-by-side comparison. So, he qualifies as a small mech. It's got the twin bolter on there, and then basically like a cannon up top. I kind of picture a cannon working like the back cannons on the what was that game? Armored Core Mech, where it shoots like a long range projectile that ends up exploding. So go through your stuff, size them up. Let's see how big Squiggy is next to him. Okay, there's Squiggy. Look at how nice that miniature is. It's amazing what they can do. I remember the old laser burn shit from the 80s. That stuff looked like hell. And that was one of the better lines. So you really got to thank the historical guys, because they drove the 15mm market for a long time. And it's nice to see that it's crossed over. I mean, the only file that guy needs is on the bottom of his cape. But it's a true 15. And so that guy's, that dreadnought will make it, So root through your old shit, see what you got, man. You never know what it's going to work. And you get, I can't remember the last time I used this dreadnought on the battlefield. It's got to be 5-6 years ago. And for you kids that didn't get to see what the old Games Workshop stuff looked like back when it was a good company, That's what the dreadnaughts look like, not that big ass square monstrosities they have now. Basically, there's a wounded space marine that's pretty much in fetal position with his brain hooked up. Not these big ass monstrosities. And the thing is, these things did a lot of damage, and they weren't super huge. They're just small enough to be ignored if there's bigger tank threats on there. So I've scored a lot of points, won a lot of battles using these things. All right, so consider rooting through your stuff and seeing what you got. You never know what's going to work. What I could use, if there's some experienced 50mm guys, not that I'm going to demonstrate it right away, but Horizon Wars has got a section on airplanes and aircraft type vehicles. And I'm wondering, because you're kind of representing that it's in the air and stuff, and the jets kind of fly by and attack, very seldom does anything really get that close to the ground. I'm thinking that I might go with 1/44 scale type aircraft. Let me know if that's the right scale to do, and what companies I can find some futuristic looking planes or stuff that I can work with and modify. I'm not afraid to convert stuff over. So you guys can leave comments like that and give me some inspiration, some guidance. I'm probably going to go to the miniatures page once I get painting and start showing this stuff off, and think about making a Facebook, for God's sakes, and an Instagram. Even though I hate what social media has done to the world in general. For every good, there's 3 bads, it seems to me. But I might be pessimistic. But I'm going to start sharing paint jobs and stuff like that. Little tricks of the trade and stuff that I've learned over the years of gaming. So, if you guys can give me some hints on where to find some good airplanes and stuff. I got the mechs and the heavy tanks. That shit's easy to find. And there's so much of it out there. You pretty much got your choice. Don't be stupid and spend $50 for a museum scale Raw Partha mech. That's just crazy. And that BattleTech shit back then, it's looking better now. Thank God, it's been 20, 30 years. I mean, I was playing BattleTech when I started too. So the game's got to be at least 30, maybe 40 years old. So some of those old ass mechs are just fucking lame compared to today's standard. They look pretty primitive. They were kind of hindered because of all the anime and the Sue Happy people back then. I guess Robotech is really protected property back in the day, but things are lightening up, and there's a lot more design, and things are becoming more common. So let me know what you think. And this is kind of funny. I was looking on a miniature website and digging through. I think it was. I think it was Ironwind Mendels or Raw Partha or whatever. It was a site where you could get used figures. Years ago, I had about a 500 piece Undead Army and a couple about 200 other painted miniatures that were stolen from me out of my folks. I was storing in my folks' barn, and my little fucker brother's fucking friends did it. And so, anyways, I saw a miniature. It was probably the maybe 10th miniature I ever painted was a Balrog Demon, and they were selling it painted for $30, which is pretty premium, but it turned out nice. It's right when I did learn how to dry brush bars for fantasy stuff, because I did a lot more fantasy than science fiction back then. So not only that, they're using I think Rafham's using it as a stock photo, and it's like, I know that's my demon design. I typically, for demons, I always paint the eyes brass color just for the mythology of the role-playing and wargaming worlds that I was using at the time. Not too many guys paint the demon's eyes metallic colors. And I always tend to do I like that ghoul gray color that Games Workshop used to make, and they don't make that fucking color anymore. But anyways, enough of me babbling on and being old. Hope you guys enjoy the miniature. Hope you young buds like that. I know the lining was kind of sloppy on that, but those mechs were kind of stretchy and primitive back then as far as the molds. And that is a repaint. So thank you all for watching, and you have a great day. Oh, please like or subscribe. Pick like if you like the miniature. If you don't like the miniature, put thumbs down. And please subscribe, and may the dice be with you.